let's dive in and talk about one of the three that you feel like could help people suffering right now.
So one exercise I'd really like to share with people, because this has made some big changes in people's brain and it's something that I've learned and kind of tweaked to my own little findings from other doctors, is called vertical slingshot saccades.
Okay.
So vertical slingshot saccades are done with two targets, one at the nose level, one at about 6 to 8 inches below. And your head is going to move down while maintaining your eyes on this target. And then when your head stops, then you look at the bottom target. Hold your eyes on that target, bring the head back to neutral, then look at the top target. What's happening in this exercise is it's negating a reflex. The reflex of the brain is when I look down, we all look in the direction that our head's moving. So if I tip my head up, we look up. If I look to the right, my eyes look to the right. I don't look at you and go, hey, I'm going to go this way.
Or look up and go down.
And look up and go.
I can't even do that.
Yep. If we want to go move our head down, our eyes will always want to look in the direction of which we're going. So it's your brain's conscious brain to negate the reflex. So with a vertical slingshot saccade, again, you're tipping your head down when your brain wants to look at this target. And when you start this, you'll end up looking multiple times. So just be patient. Start slow. Slower is always better. But you just tip your head down till it stops, then look. Hold, tip your head back to neutral, then start.
And your eye is still looking. Does it matter which way you have your thumbs, or left, right, which one's on top?
Nope. Two things are happening too. We're also bringing our head down. Head inflection drives the rubrospinal pathway, which will shut off the tactile reaction. And that's why we go from neutral to down versus neutral up. Because the moment I do this, I'm going to go in that tactile reaction. So it's imperative that we start neutral, bring the head down, and then look, then bring the head back to neutral. Don't bring the head back, you'll trigger the reflex.
Wow.
This is how specific a brain exercise can be.
So possibly having somebody watch you do the exercise, because being in a tactile response, which in layman's terms mean your balance is back here in some way. So like he just said, if your head is even going back because that's a habit and that feels normal to you, you probably don't know it. So a neutral head is centered, yes? And then again, starting here, moving the head to here, and then the eyes.
And
starting
making sure
here.
the targets are directly in line with each other.
Oh, that was key.
It's very important. So that's why you can put two targets.
Not my thumbnails.
Yep, you could put two targets on the
thumbs.
wall if you needed to.
Okay. So how many times should they do that? How often during the day? Because not always just doing it when they're having a response, right? Or symptoms.
Yep.
What is your regimen?
We usually look at brain therapy, specific brain therapy like that, 15 to 20 minutes max in a day. So we look at that simple exercise. I usually do it for about 10 times, which going slow is about a minute to 30 seconds, and getting that in somewhere between 3 and 5 times. We start slow and we build up. If we're noticing we've been doing the exercises for 2 to 3 weeks and we're not getting enough change, we can increase the number of times we do it in a day.
Okay, so a gradual increase, and you can't do it too much?
You can if you exceed that 15 minutes.
Okay, got it. There you go. That makes sense in there. So we are going to provide a longer web edition of this interview where we're going to keep Dr. Hatch and we're going to roll through the other two exercises. We're going to talk a little bit more about symptoms and treatments here at the clinic and ways to get a hold of him and ways to come in if you're from, another country, how it all works, the ins and the outs. But for right now, Dr. Hatch, thank you so much for your information as always. I absolutely love coming down here. I love it the most because you help people who have run out of hope, who think there is nothing left. They've seen all their doctors. And if you're one of those people and you are suffering with something that is chronic, just think if he can help someone who is suffering with something this intense and this obscure, imagine what he could do for you. And for you having something else to figure out why it's happening, if that's what you want, this is your guy. So get in here to Brain Rehab Clinic. You have some amazing new equipment. The gyrostem is one of only a few pieces in the world, and we have one right here in Utah. And what is the best way for people to get a hold of you and book an appointment?
Go to brainrehabclinic.com. All the information's on the website there. And right now we're about a month, maybe 2 months out. We do get cancellations from time to time, and miracles happen and people get on the list when they're supposed to be.
So call the Brain Rehab Clinic, log on to their website to learn more information, and if you want the rest of these exercises, check out the webinar of this interview where we're going to go long. But in the meantime, thank you so much for joining me once again, and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Talk 365 TV right after this.